Good morning, students. Today in geography, we are going to learn lesson number 2, physical features of India. Before I begin, I want you all to take out your books and pen so that you can jot down some important points. India is a vast country with varied landforms. Varied means different types. So our country has got varied landforms. That means different types of landforms. Let's see. Mountains, plains, deserts, plateau, as well as islands. Students, in this chapter we are going to learn major physical features of India. Okay, the Himalayan mountains, the northern plains, the peninsular plateau, the Indian desert, the coastal plains, as well as the islands. So these all are the major physical features of India. Students, have a look over here on this map. You can see the northern mountains here. This part is the northern plains, Indian desert, peninsular plateau. Towards the western part we have western coastal plain. Towards the eastern part we have the eastern coastal plain. We have islands as well. Lakshadweep Islands. Here we have Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Is that clear, students? Once again, we have northern mountains, northern plains, desert, Indian desert. This is the peninsular plateau. Here we have eastern coastal plain. Towards the west we have western coastal plain, and we have the islands, that is Lakshadweep Islands here and Andaman and Nicobar Islands here. Okay, students, is that clear? You must be wondering how they are formed, right? You will get the answer for this in this chapter. We find different types of rocks, isn't it, students? Some are hard, some are soft. Hard rocks like marble has been used in making of the Taj Mahal. Soft rock like soapstone is used in making talcum powder. The color of the soil varies from one place to the other. Do you know the reason behind this? It's because soil is formed out of different types of rocks, and hence they are in different colors. Have you ever thought about the causes of these variations? Most of these variations are caused due to differences in rock formations. India is a large landmass formed during different geological periods. Different geological periods means some landmass have formed before millions of years ago, some billions of years ago, okay, and which has influenced her relief. Relief means mountains, valleys, etc. Besides geological formations, a number of processes such as weathering, erosion and deposition have created and modified the relief to its present form. So students, besides geological formations, number of processes like weathering, erosion, deposition have created and modified the relief to its present form. Now let's learn about this weathering, erosion and deposition in detail. Weathering. Students, do you know what is weathering? Weathering is the breakdown of rocks at the earth's surface by the action of rainwater, extreme temperature and biological activity. So what is weathering? It's breakdown of rocks at the earth's surface by the action of rainwater, extreme temperature and biological activity. Biological activity includes plants and animals. Here is the image of weathering of rocks, students. You can see. Now let's learn about erosion. Erosion is the process by which the surface of the earth is worn away by the action of water, glaciers, winds, waves, etc. Now what is erosion? Erosion is a process by which the surface of the earth is worn away by the action of water, glaciers, winds, waves, etc. Now you will say, Miss, weathering and erosion both are same. No, they both are not same. There is some difference. Let's try to find out the difference. Difference between weathering and erosion. If a rock is changed or broken but stays where it is called weathering. So it is very easy to understand, students. If a rock is changed or broken but then it stays where it is called weathering. Then what about erosion? If the pieces of weathered rock are moved away, it is called erosion. So the weathered rock, if it is moved away, then it is called erosion. So I hope it is very clear, students. You all have understood the difference between weathering and erosion. Now let's learn about deposition. Deposition is the geological process in which sediments, soil and rocks are added to a landform or landmass. For example, you can see the silt deposited by the river near the river bank. Silt means the fine alluvial particles which is brought by the rivers. They get deposited near the river banks. So I hope the term deposition is very clear. Once again, deposition is a geological process in which sediments, soil and rocks are added to a landform or landmass. Scientists have attempted to explain the formation of physical features with the help of some theories based on certain evidences. Now, one such theory is the theory of plate tectonics. So now we are going to learn about the theory of plate tectonics. Theory of plate tectonics. According to this theory, the crust, that is the upper part of the earth, has been formed out of 7 major and some minor plates. Once again, according to this theory, that is the theory of plate tectonics, the crust, that is the upper part of the earth, has been formed out of 7 major and some minor plates. Here you can see the images of the major and the minor plates. Now you can see the image of our earth. Okay. You can see the crust, mantle and the core. Right. The core is divided into two. The inner core and the outer core. Here we have the mantle and the covering. Okay, top layer, it's the crust of the earth. I hope it's clear, students. The earth's outer shell, just now we have seen the crust, okay, is divided into several plates that glide over the mantle. Here we have seen the mantle, isn't it? This part. Okay. So the earth's outer shell is divided into several plates that glide over. Glide means move smoothly over the mantle. So you need to understand this term, students. The earth's outer shell is divided into several plates. We have seen major plates and the minor plates that glide over. These plates, they move smoothly over the mantle. You can see the image over here, students. Force behind plates. Now these plates move. Why? What's the reason? Because of the slow motion of the hot mantle, that is magma, that is located under the lithosphere. So what's the reason behind the movement of the plates? They move because of the slow motion of the hot mantle, that is magma, that is located under the lithosphere. The movement of the plates results in the building up of stresses within the plates and the continental rocks above, leading to folding, faulting, and volcanic activity. Due to the movement of the plates, what happens, students? It builds up stresses within the plates and the continental rocks, which leads to folding, faulting, and volcanic activity. Folding and faulting will be learning in detail now. Okay. Before that, we will learn the three types of the plate movements. Plate movements are classified into three types: convergent boundary, divergent boundary, and transform boundary. Let us learn about convergent boundary now. In this case, the two adjacent tectonic plates move towards each other. Here you can see the image, students. Right? The two adjacent tectonic plates moving towards each other. You can see here the arrow mark. These both tectonic plates are moving towards each other. Okay. This is called convergent boundary. Once again, students. In this case, the two adjacent tectonic plates move towards each other. Let us see what happens. Due to this, we get fold mountains. Okay, Himalayas are the example of fold mountains. How are these fold mountains formed? Just now we have seen, right? The two adjacent tectonic plates moving towards each other. You can see here folds, right? This is due to the convergent boundary. Now let us learn about the divergent boundary. In this case, the two adjacent planes move away from each other. Convergent boundary, we have seen the two adjacent tectonic plates moving towards each other, and here in divergent boundary, the two adjacent plates, they move away from each other. You can see the image over here, students. See the arrow mark? They are moving away from each other. This is divergent boundary. So what happens because of this? Faulting takes place. You can see the arrow mark over here, isn't it, students, here? And this is the fault. Okay, it is called faulting. So I hope it's clear, students. Due to faulting, rift valleys are caused. What is caused? Rift valley. I hope I am clear. Let us learn about transform boundary now. In this case, the two adjacent plates move along their borders. Once again, the two adjacent plates move along their borders. Here in this pic you can see, students. See the arrow marks? Okay, they move along the border. The two adjacent plates move along their border. I hope I am clear, students. Once again, transform boundary. In this case, the two adjacent plates move along their borders. Once again, I want you all to revise these because it's very important, students. Convergent boundary. In this case, the two adjacent tectonic plates move towards each other. Here in this image you can see fold mountains are formed. What about divergent boundary? The two adjacent plates move away from each other. You can see the image over here, students. Rift valley is formed. And transform boundary, the two adjacent plates move along their borders. You can see the image here. Due to this, earthquakes are caused as well as volcanic eruptions take place. So I hope it's clear, students. The movement of these plates have changed the position and size of the continents over millions of years. So what had happened due to the movement of these tectonic plates? Yes, the movement of these plates have changed the position as well as the size of the continents, but it took millions of years for this. Such movements have also influenced the evolution of the present landform features of India, the landform features that we see today. Okay, these all are the result of the movements of these tectonic plates. I hope you have understood this, students. Let's do the recap now, students. We have learnt about the major physical features of India: northern mountainous region, northern plains, desert, peninsular plateau, coastal region, western coastal plain, eastern coastal plain, as well as the islands. We have also learned about the types of rocks, right? Hard rocks, soft rocks. We have learned about the weathering, erosion, deposition. We have learned the theory of plate tectonics as well as the types of plate movements. I hope you all have understood the topics covered today. I want you all to go through these topics again, okay, by reading the textbook. The remaining topics will be covering in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.